A few days after the last Catacomb floor is released, everything about the Catacombs has been documented. New overpowered swords. New overpowered reforges to go with the swords. New overpowered methods of beating the boss that go with the swords. Precious information used by high-level dungeoneers has been leaked to the public, and now everyone knows how to get the new dungeon loot, causing prices to plummet. But what now? There is nothing else to make a video on. Just kidding. There is always a new way to milk a topic if your name is I go by lots of names. There have been some major firsts in the community that have been firsted in previous time periods, such as when Dr. Mommy Issues became the first person to get 1 billion coins, when Lin Man became the first person to get 50 skill average, winning him 2 defense, and the first time someone accidentally sold a 400 million coin item for 10 million coins. But nobody has gotten Catacomb level 50. The admins have ruined all chances of Catacombs 50 by baiting everyone into thinking they would actually release floor 10, which would give 100,000 XP per completion, but then they cashed out on floor 7 to the disappointment of many individuals such as me. Floor 7 not only has a lot of excruciating bugs, but only gives 22,000 XP per S plus completion. For very high-level people, if you know what you're doing, you should get about 8 minutes or 9 minutes per run. So you should get about 150,000 XP every hour. The XP required to level up increases by 50 to 30% between each level, and about 20% in the last 10 levels. People, which is me, have calculated that going from level 1 to 50 will take about 550 million XP. With the brand new Catacomb Expert Ring, you will gain 10% more Catacomb experience. With a calculator and 3 fingers to press the calculator, I have figured out it will take 3,300 hours to get Catacomb 50. The most active players on the server only have 4,000 hours, and this game mode has been out for almost a year and a half. But do not fear, because the Master Mode is being released, which will most likely reward more XP, because the definition of Master is a skilled person, and a synonym of skilled is experienced. So it must give more experience. You just have to wait a few months though. Due to the fact that higher Catacomb level players tend to only play with people on their level, leaving those below them to rot in the entrance floor forever, there are only a handful of people who are most likely to get Catacomb 50. So, who are they? Let's take a look. In the good old days of floor 4, there used to be a method called XP running. This is basically where you only finish part of the dungeon and then purposely die before going to the boss room just to get Catacomb XP. This was more efficient than actually killing the boss, which was painstakingly long. A guy called Toxic Bauer became one of the top dungeon players with this method, reaching about Catacomb level 30. But this got looked down upon with disapproval from admins, and this was promptly patched. At around the same time, Aspect of the Bumble exists, owned by LeoCTHL, gathering the top dungeon players so that they could easily find dungeon groups. However, a new dungeon guild called Necron is made by Minatrix, fresh from Skyblock banned jail. After being taken in by the friendly guy Tekken, he starts streaming dungeons and hiring good dungeon players who happen to be from Aspect of the Bumble. And when the top players have gone, the rest follow. Most of the top dungeon players we see today originate from here. But just like Necron in floor 7, the guild would collapse quickly. Due to Minatrix getting banned again for 1 year, all the members panic and become homeless. Another guild called Flexing Chimps tries to grab as many of them before anyone else could. But that's a story for another day. Today, everybody might be in different guilds, but there is a group of players which I call the 15-hour squad. In this squad are these people who get on every day to play floor 7. This includes the highest Catacomb player, which is _dungeons, who is about 3 hours ahead of Vorty. This is followed by EGOM, but he is probably busy pursuing his YouTube channel career. 3 hours behind him are 2 people called Laton and Yarns. And the rest of the people will need to put in a lot of hours to catch up. Dungeons is only 3.4% of the way to Catacomb 50, but will it all be for nothing? The Catacombs is known to be one of the top 10 causes of schizophrenia. Filled to the brim with skeleton masters that will shoot you to death before you can say skeleton master. People who think they can kill Necron but nailing it on a cross. Terraria rip-off mobs. Mobs. People. Blocks. The answer is no, it will all be for something. If you quote-unquote pog through the pain, dungeons will reward you with rewards. Ice spray wands. Diamond items. Midas jewels. All obtained from stealing bosses and then dealing with the social consequences. Speaking of which, I got an ice spray wand with the help of Byrules. Shout out to Byrules. But that's not all. The most valuable item in the game, surpassing even the value of the legendary Ender Dragon, is an enchanted epic rarity stick used to make clickbait videos, which is found occasionally in the floor 7 bedrock chest with a less than 1% chance. Assuming Necron doesn't slaughter you furiously. There's also a chance of getting an automatic recombobulator, Wither chestplate, Necron chestplate. Okay, I'm bored of saying the rest of the loot. Go watch Durelius video on this new update to see what else you can get, but trust me, the loot will not disappoint you. There is a 30% chance each run I get at least 1 million coins of profit. Catacomb level 50 personnel will undoubtedly become multi-billionaires. Assuming they get S+ on 80% of their runs and that they do 25,000 floor 7 completions for level 50, they will get over 100 auto recombobulators, Necron handles, Necron spells, full sets of Golder, Storm, Wither, and Necron armor, hundreds of 1 for all 5 and Soul Eater 5 books, hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of Wither essence, and much more. In fact, the Wither essence from Catacomb 50 alone would sell for over 1 billion coins with current prices. You could make a freaking ladder out of Necron handles if you wanted to. But don't do it. Anyways, assuming that _dungeons doesn't quit and that everyone below him somehow all gets wiped, he will be the first to Catacomb 50 in a few months. Assuming that Master Mode comes out soon, it might be even sooner. There are no promises though, and a guy might come out of nowhere and overtake everyone like what Lin Man did. Okay, bye.